Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to learn about the parliamentary government, the union legislature. And we know that our central legislature or India's central legislature or the union legislature is known as the parliament. And the main function of the parliament, we know that making of laws or the amendment of laws, everything is going on in the parliament, and it is the or our parliament is the highest law making body in the country, or our parliament is the highest law making body in the country, and it consists, or the parliament consists of the president of India and the two houses. Which are the two houses? The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. See, the parliament consists of the president and the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and the Lok Sabha is the house of the people and the Rajya Sabha is the council of ministers. And see, Rajya Sabha is the council of states, and the members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha are called members of parliament or MPs. See, the members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are called members of parliament or MPs. We know that. And see, again, the parliament holds its sessions at a parliament house, or we know that Sansad Bhavan, or the meetings and all are held at the parliament house or the Sansad Bhavan. Let us see the powers of the Lok Sabha, whatever things are happening in the Lok Sabha. And the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament. I have already told you that the Lok Sabha is the lower house of the parliament, and at present the Lok Sabha or the Lok Sabha can have up to 545 members. The Lok Sabha, or the number of members of Lok Sabha is 545. And see, sometimes the president has the right to increase the number of members also, means, but till 2026 the number will remain 545. And see, most of the members of the Lok Sabha are elected directly by the people, or the Lok Sabha members are elected directly by the people, and the President of India may nominate up to 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community, or the President has the right to elect 2 more members from the Anglo-Indian community. And if enough members are not elected to represent that community, then President has the right to choose 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community. And see, we know that the Lok Sabha has a term of 5 years. The Lok Sabha has a term of 5 years, and but sometimes the president has the right to dissolve the Lok Sabha. Sometimes, if needed, the president has the right to dissolve the Lok Sabha, and before completing its term, the president can dissolve the term. And sometimes, if any emergency situation, or during the emergency situation, its term may be extended up to 1 more year. President has the right to dissolve the Lok Sabha, and on the other hand, he has the right to extend for 1 more year, or the term of office. And again, see how the elections are conducted in the Lok Sabha, or the qualifications needed for the candidate, those who are standing for the Lok Sabha seats. Let us see the who can contest Lok Sabha election. To stand for election, the candidate should have, or he has to be, an Indian citizen. The candidate has to be an Indian citizen, and he should not be bankrupt. The main, he has to be an Indian citizen, and he should not be bankrupt, and he should not hold any salaried government job. See, he should not hold any salaried government job means he has to be an Indian citizen, and he should not be bankrupt. He should not hold any salaried government job. And see, we know that all Indian citizens aged 18 years of age has the right to vote. Or we are electing them, and the people or the citizens, those who have completed 18 years of age has the right to vote. And see, and the voting is done by secret ballot papers, and so that what is happening, the voters, only the voter knows to whom he has given the vote. These are some of the things related with Lok Sabha and the term of office. We know that 5 years is the term of office, and the parliament is the highest lawmaking body, and the remaining topic we can learn in the next class. Thank you all of you.